Hey everyone, welcome back to the Grievance-it podcast. As always, I'm your host, Eric Kamara, along with my best friend and co-host, Wendell Peters. Today, we're going to honor our word. We're going to put out 5 videos this week, all in the spirit of Consumer Protection Week. And we didn't make that up. That's a real thing.
You didn't make that up?
I didn't make it up. It's a real thing.
All right.
So today's episode is going to be about the AI evolution. So what this is going to be about, okay, we'll start off with the real serious stuff first, right? If I called you right now, right, sounded like your brother, told you I was stuck somewhere in Illinois or even been kidnapped, right? You got to hear the voice. You got to think it's me. You're going to get, what are you going to do? You're going to do the best you can to get that money out, right?
Right. Well, absolutely.
That's dangerous now.
Yeah.
Because with AI getting so good, right? And the main things it's good at is taking pictures and making pictures and deepfakes. And voice is one. All they need is a 3-second file on your voice. Like maybe go on to YouTube if you have videos. Go onto your social media. Everybody posts videos. And all they need is a 3-second sample of that. And that's it. They're off and running.
That's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
Yeah.
And it's really affecting senior citizens a lot because they're getting calls from their grandkids.
Yeah.
And it's not just like we've been kidnapped. It's also we're stuck in, like I said, we're stuck in Illinois.
Right.
We need $900 for a car, for the car repairs. You send it out. You don't think twice, right?
Right. Well, yeah. Plus, the dollar amount could actually be $100.
Yeah.
Because you realize the scammers, if they do that X amount of times a day, they're making bank.
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be some astronomical number. If they don't know you're a CEO or whatever, but it'd just be like up to a parent, a grandparent.
Yeah, 50, 100.
And then I don't care how sophisticated the young people think they are. The scammers have a way of hitting
them too.
Yeah.
I think the only difference is like younger people are more aware of like the lag that's in the recording.
Right.
They can identify how it's disjointed at times.
Right.
Right. And that's what AI does. You might get long pauses. So whereas a grandparent or a father, mother might think that's just them being nervous, and their brain automatically overrides that because they don't believe it's possible to begin with.
That's right.
So but again, the way they're getting now, young people, old people, middle-aged people, we're all susceptible to it.
Right. And especially, now when we're all kind of ragged anyway. So the last thing we would want is to have a loved one in danger or suddenly or whatever.
Right.
Where it's just, because people are being scooped off the street.
Yeah,
exactly. This isn't imaginary.
Right.
This is happening.
This is happening. Yep.
The detention camps are being built, and it could be someone saying, we're the like they used to have the slave capture people, right, chasing, and they could be, hey, listen, we're a subsidiary of ICE, and we got your son, and for $500 we won't send him.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why I think that the dollar amount, if it's,
well, I was gonna say, like you said, it could be $50, man.
Yeah.
You do $50 100 times a day, and you'll get at least half the people probably.
Right. And we're all used to tips, bribes, everything.
Yeah.
So if they kept it within the, because unless they've researched who we are, right? Because if they asked, for $1 million for me, it'd be sad.
And they do. They know. Well, if they already got the sample from social media, they know who they're dealing with, and they know who to ask $50 from and who to ask $50,000 from. But I would bet that 99% of it is $50, $100, $200,
right?
Because you're more apt to get someone to go, okay, I can get $100. Okay, no problem. I'll be there. I'll send it right now.
Because it would make, we're used to people taking bribes, right? And so if it was kind of, listen, it's the thought of, I would use the story where I was talking to my daughter. She was a passenger. She got T-boned, and all I could hear was her moaning.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I would have paid anything. Right. And I didn't think about anything else.
Yeah.
So anyway,
and you're right too. I mean, not to get too deep into it, don't want to get flagged or anything, but people are getting ripped off the streets. So just like people are actually dressing up like federal officials, right? Because they wear masks, and you don't know.
Right.
Why not? Why wouldn't they be using the phone to fraud people? But
I hope we didn't just give somebody a good
no. So now, but now again, it's getting to a point where it's uncanny. You know, it's almost exact,
and it's only going to get better.
That's all they're going to do is keep
Right.
advancing with it.
Because it's let's see, I guess we're going to get into that more in the digital glitch.
But first and foremost, and I think this is the best way to avoid some of that. It's not going to work 100% of the time, right? Especially if you're real frantic. But a code word, a safe word. You know.
Yes.
Something simple, something only they would know. You get that phone call. Okay, honey, I know, but I just got to make sure. What's the safe word, or what's the password, or what's the code word, and that I think that right there, hands down, is the best way at this point in time to avoid something like that.
I totally agree. I mean, it's I've never even given this much thought, but since we've been having discussions about it, I mean, why not?
Right. Exactly. And that goes both ways. If you're a parent and your kids are in the teens, younger, tell them, hey, look, we're going to sit down. This is what's going on. Right? We're going to make a family safe word. Something happens to you. Remember the word. We'll ask you. We know it's you. And the kids will be like, yeah, we get it, because they're looking at it every day.
Get it. Yes.
They'll get it right away. And then if you've got parents that are senior citizens or grandparents, you sit down with them and the same thing.
Yeah.
Because they're more vulnerable. They really are. Most of them are home all the time, right? They're senior citizens, so it's easier to get a hold of them than a person who's at work all day. Yeah. And those are the quiet times where they're more susceptible to it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's literally like, we're talking family, etc. But I mean, in these times, especially, with what you're putting out there is you could get scooped at any time.
Anytime.
And so we need to have a safe word.
Right.
Right. We don't have
bananas. Everybody get that?
Yeah, bananas. Yeah. So anyway, so that's such a simple solution to I mean, unless the only way it can get screwed up is you start texting about it, or you text your safe word or whatever.
Yeah.
This is you're sitting together and
you tell friends too, your closest friends, because again, they're gonna go on your social media, they'll get a sample of your voice, they're gonna see all your friends that you hang out with, and they're gonna see it in your video, because everybody posts their whole life to social media, so they can get to anybody. Hey man, I got you. And if you think about it, a friend might be more easier because maybe the family is still living together or whatever, or they know you better, the voice, whatever. But
many people like their friends more than their family.
Yeah,
so,
that's true too.
But I mean, and
you can pick your friends. You can,
as we sit here, I would say rotate that thing once a month, because the more we talk about it, the more people that have this safe word, the more somebody's going to do something stupid and text it, or
especially if you got money too. People got,
or they get their toenails are being pulled out, whatever. Just at least do it once.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we were talking about the glitch earlier.
Right.
It's not foolproof. That's why I think the password is the best way.
Right.
But if you can, in your moment of despair or excitement, pay attention to the cadence. Voice. Okay. Any, like I said, any long pauses, any type of if you're hearing this, if the person is saying the same thing over and over, I think that too would be because they usually will make you're not gonna get a you're not gonna I don't think, and I could be wrong about this, but from what I researched, it's not gonna be like a prompt thing where you say something, they say something back. You're mostly gonna get like a hey mom, help me, mom. Okay, well, where are you, mom? I just need help, mom. You gotta listen to them, and you're hearing that same thing over and over, same cadence.
Especially if they go, Mrs. Kamara, we have your son.
Yeah.
Now they're using
kind
of. So, but I like the cadence.
Yeah.
Is I've been getting, it's been like a couple of months now, because as you know, voicemail is generally pretty full.
Yeah.
And it has this one message, and I'm not even sure what the scam is, to the point where I haven't even messed with how to delete it, stop it. I'll have to talk to you, because the thing is, it's this is Mary Sue at Wacom Tonkum, and we're one step away from finishing your $900,000 business loan. Your credit has been passed, blah blah. I mean, all this, and I know it's not real,
right?
But what the point is that I've noticed now, because I even tried to interact one time, and it is the cadence. All of a sudden, it's that, and there's absolutely nothing in the background.
Right.
It's like a vacuum.
Yeah.
And
so we were worried about the AI being used against us by consumers and stuff. That was by our companies towards their consumers, and which they do now. You get the bots, you get the AI, voice prompts, but this here, this is a whole different ballgame. To be able to con a grandmother, con a father.
So one of the things, again, digitally, that would be a glitch. It'd be
so
cadence,
like the cadence,
background.
Long pauses, background noise. If it's completely silent and you're just hearing that, right? And it's and the robotic sound, right? But that's almost non-existent now.
Okay.
But it's usually the cadence, the long pauses, and if you talk to it, and you're getting the same response over and over, and you're like, no, just tell me this, and you get that same like you're talking to freaking AT&T,
to the pharmacy.
Yeah, the pharmacy. Yeah.
Right.
So that's what you watch out for, definitely.
Okay.
But again, you can resolve all that by what? Fucking password, man.
Yeah.
It's the best. No one can hack that.
It really is. It's so simple.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
It's really simple.
And then you got the other option too. So let's say your son's calling frantically, right? And you're kind of in doubt, right? And they're like, but no, you gotta, and you're not getting the response that you expect, right? I know it's hard. Hang up.
There you
and
go.
then call that number right back, because you can spoof call where I can call you with someone else's phone number showing up on the phone, right?
Right.
You'll see that. Oh, my daughter. I can give you the prompt where you think it's your daughter, right? But you're kind of like, wait a minute, the cadence is wrong, or she keeps saying the same thing over and over, and she's not answering my question. Hang up. I know it's hard. You're gonna be hearing the person scream, maybe trying, but hang up and call right back. And then sometimes, like I've seen it on shows, or I read about it online, where parents have done that, and they call up, hey, and the kid answers, right? And they're like, "Are you all right? Yeah, why? Well, what do you mean? Yeah, why? You just called me, say that wasn't me."
Right.
And right then and there, they know.
And just as you were speaking, it was like it hit me too that thinking of my daughter's accident, there is one other thing that you could pay attention to is in a parent setting, right? Okay, you've been with this kid all their lives, and their distress sounds,
right? Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And so they can mimic a lot of things, but they won't have that.
Yeah, you had a whole life with them, right? So my daughter doesn't get upset like that,
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
But still, whatever. Safe word.
That's
the winner of the day.
That's the winner of the day,
winner
right?
of the day, man.
And don't think it can't happen to you, because I know all technology, or it can happen to all of us, and it's getting to a point that a lot of us, just like the letter from the prince in Dubai or whatever, just like you get that, you're gonna get we'll get at least one of those phone calls.
It's just getting more sophisticated. The prince thing was entertaining, blah blah blah, and most people, a lot of people didn't,
And as we know, with the economy going where it's going,
oh man,
you're gonna have more people taking the chances of doing it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. When you're charging your groceries,
when you're
the shot at, they say, we'll get, for $100 you'll get $500 or something, right? Man, that's gonna be difficult to not sort of go. I mean, I got scammed recently in a parking lot,
right?
And I knew better, and I think, here's, not to get all funky on you, but I mean, your internal voice, okay, well, if you listen to that, it'll say, fuck this, right? And so, you have your own tools that you have to trust. You
Right.
have to be prudent.
You got to be
have
not,
to be responsible.
Yep.
You know, and like you said, I think besides the safe word would be the hang up.
Yep, hang up.
I like that.
As hard as it is, but and like I said, it's so weird. You know, we've seen the people on TV talk about it. I hung up, I called back, and my kid was like, "Hey, mom, what's going on? You know, we're at the beach right now."
Man. Don't you just
and then on top of that too, so you know, those are the things you can watch out for, right? You know, the verification, as far as hanging up and calling back,
right.
and then the first thing would be for me again is the password, and then the verification. If you still don't know, hang up, call them right back.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So and I think you made a good point that they're gonna know your economic level, right? So they're gonna call us for 50. Well, they won't even call me for $50, but it's gonna be low compared to anybody else, you know. But anyways, they'll know
a 6-pack of Dr. Pepper.
They're not gonna cold call you.
That's how they'll get you.
Yeah,
say,
Dr. Pepper. Yeah.
Hey, we got a truckload of Dr. Pepper for you.
All right, you send us $100, we'll send you a whole truckload of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. You'd be a spokesperson. And this guy would be out in the street with his change, whatever, you know. Yeah, anyway.
I'll be out there in high heels and a skirt. Man.
That's so funny. Man, Dr. Pepper does not know what they have a hidden treasure here, man. They should be scooping this guy. You know, anyway. So it's it's a real thing, and but there's
and we all gotta be vigilant.
Right.
We all gotta be on our toes, and because again, bad economy, more scams, more people are gonna go out there and do some heartless stuff. And if they already got AI and all these capabilities, they're gonna try something at least, you know.
And I mean, you know, and so it's like besides the tools that we've talked about, besides the tool of Grievance-it.gov. Is the tool of that you are responsible for the outcome of your, you know, economic decisions when they're bad, right? When you go into a store and you've been on Grievance-it and Grievance-it said don't go in that store.
Yeah, don't go in that store.
Then you go into
so I can chance it because it's only one time. I ain't gonna.
Well, especially it's a sale on Dr. Pepper.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
So, anyways, and then if you are the victim of fraud or anything like that, you can go on to Grievance-it.gov, tell us about it, and even if you know if the ending didn't work out for you as good as you wanted it to, at least we can stop somebody else from doing it.
Right.
You know, Grievance-it.gov, and then we have all our economical information as far as inflation. We have tariff rates. We have recalls. So go on there, be a knowledgeable shopper, be a knowledgeable consumer, and we can avoid a lot of this.
Right, and it's also this, if there was ever a time where all the verbiage, all the lingos, all about being a village, all about being a community, that's no bullshit. No. This is the time to make your individual voice heard, right?
Exactly.
And so pump it into Grievance-it because that's a social blast, which is the only thing these billionaire wads understand.
Social pressure,
right?
Boycotts.
Yeah. But
look how fast
again,
Disney changed.
Your voice, your single voice, when added to the group, actually does add up. So if you're doing the whiny, oh, what can I do? Whatever, then God bless. But if you really want to make a difference, we come together in this moment of high despair and economic friggin' man, you know.
It's coming. Crash.
Okay, so what the next coming up, man, is a favorite of mine.
Subscription.
There you go. There we go. So that's
Again, in spirit of Consumer Protection Week, we're gonna do 5 videos. We'll have them out. Next video, subscription trap and how to get out of it.
Yep.
And until then,
I'll be taking notes.
We'll see you then. Thank you.
All right.